Hello Satnam, it's me Shakti Sundari, and I'm back with you today for the next reading from the Radiance Sutras by Lauren Roche. Somebody corrected me yesterday, I think it was, the day before, and I'm very grateful that the correct pronunciation of the author of this wonderful translation is Lauren Roche, not Roche, which I've been saying most of the time. So forgive me, Lauren, for mispronouncing your name. It is the Radiance Sutras by Lauren Roche. And I'm super excited and happy to be back speaking to you tonight, about these sutras. I've been so looking forward to it. And this is the first opportunity I've had today to do so. And I'm just, excited to be sharing. If you can see some smoke wisping around me, by the way, I've just put on some, I just put on some frankincense. I just literally got in the door and I just couldn't wait to come downstairs and do this. So I've got some beautiful frankincense that is burning just to clear the space here and bring a beautiful sacred fragrance into the room. And love that frankincense. And I've got my candle burning to bring some light into the reading too. And it's also a little bit weird because I can hear my neighbour listening to some really trashy television through the wall of my living room. So that's the setting for the sutras tonight. So what do I want to say? It's been an amazing day today. I interviewed the incredible evolutionary entrepreneur Rachel Elnor today for Heart to Heart, and it was an amazing conversation. So if you fancy a little bit more inspiration at any point, head on over to Heart, the Facebook page, Heart to Heart with Shakti Sundari, and you'll see we did a half an hour Facebook live interview today from King's Cross, and it was really, really amazing. We covered so much. It was great. So feeling good about that. But also looking forward to reading today. Oh, and also just coming to the sutras now. We're on number 60, and I've been thinking in my head that when we get to 60 that we're halfway through. Actually, that's my bad maths, because there are 112 sutras. So actually 56 was halfway. So we are over halfway. Bad maths on my part. However, what I also want to say is that when we get to the end, when we get to 112, there's a little surprise that comes afterwards, because actually there are some insight verses that that come after the sutras. So there is more. So we don't end at 112. So that's nice, because it's more to look forward to. All right, so Yukti verse 60 from the Vijnana Bhairava Tantra. And here is the Sanskrit. Chal asanne stitasya asta, shanne vadeha chalanat, prashante manase bhave devi divya augam apnuyat. And let me read that again. Chal asanne stitasya ata, shanne vadeha chalanat, prashante manase bhave devi divya augam apnuyat. I think I might have to start having Sanskrit lessons after this, or during this actually. That would be cool, wouldn't it? And I could really, really, really improve my pronunciation. Yes, still need the glasses. And here's the translation by Lauren Roche. Rocking, undulating, swaying, carried by rhythm, cherish the streaming energy flooding your body as a current of the divine. O Radiant One, ride the waves of ecstatic motion into a sublime fusion of passion and peace. Brilliant. So I never really think about this before I do it. I just sit down with the book and read, and then see what comes out of my mouth as I go through. And immediately there's something for me to say here. Last night I was giving a talk on Tantra and sexual energy to a group of men and women in central London. And mostly, apart from about 3 people in the room, they had no idea about this topic, right? So I had the task of conveying to a group of people who had no idea what this is, what Tantra is and what sexual energy is. And this sutra, for me, describes one aspect of the experience of sexual energy in the body. Right there. Rocking, undulating, swaying, carried by rhythm. Cherish the streaming energy flooding your body as a current of the divine. So the exercise that I did yesterday with this group of people was a very simple exercise that anyone who's done any Tantra will know. So simple, which was we just stood, I got everyone to take their shoes off, to plant their feet on the floor, and to shake. Shaking is a very, very simple, quick and easy way to begin to tap into and activate our sexual energy, which, as I said to the people last night, has not got anything to do necessarily with sex, as in the act of sex that you might think about in terms of genital sex. It's called sexual energy. It can be misleading. Another word for it would be Kundalini, life force, Shakti, my name. This is the energy of life. It's the energy of creation. It's the energy that we feel stimulating and arousing and moving through our genitals when we become aroused and turned on. But this energy is so much more than what we feel in sexual arousal. And in tantric practice, what we learn is to begin to enable this energy to flow through our central channel, the Sushumna, which I've talked about a lot, through all of the 72,000 nadis that run through the whole body, the energy channels, and around our bodies, so that our whole body becomes permeated with this energy of ecstasy, which is holy and divine. And again, this is another thing that I was saying yesterday in my talk, which is that so often the body or our sexuality, we've been conditioned to think of as dirty, bad, wrong, and split off from the heart or split off from the mind. But in fact, this ecstatic sexual energy is divine. It is the goddess. It's the goddess within us. It is the most divine and holy thing and experience. So what happened for the people in this group that I was with last night was that just after a few minutes of shaking, breathing, sounding, everyone in the room suddenly felt alive. People were laughing, people were smiling. They suddenly brightened up. And just with a little bit more of that, people were coming up to me afterwards and saying, wow, what was that? I didn't know I could feel like that. I mean, how amazing that with just a few short minutes of shaking, one can begin to connect with this energy of ecstasy. So it's not like there's some big secret to it, really, you know. This is a very natural part of being. It's just something that we've been taught and conditioned to cut ourselves off from, because this energy wakes us up and it enlivens us, it frees us, it liberates us. The more we work with this energy, we can no longer be slaves to the system, right? So it's a power, it's a powerful force of truth. And that's why we've been conditioned for so long to shut it down and not feel it. So, and then what's described here, rocking, undulating, swaying, well, when this energy begins to flow through our bodies, sometimes our bodies move spontaneously in all kinds of beautiful ways, like a dance. That's why when a woman is sitting on top of her man and her energy gets activated, it's called sky dancing. She's sitting, riding the lingam of Shiva, which is pure consciousness. And her energy is just flowing ecstatically, spontaneously, moving her body in all kinds of beautiful ripples and twirls and expressions that are not controlled. She surrenders to this energy of life. And that is the ultimate lovemaking of the masculine principle, Shiva consciousness, with energy, the feminine principle. In fact, let me just show you. Here's my little yab-yam that I have. So in this statue, which represents the masculine principle Shiva and the feminine principle Shakti, he sits in complete stillness, pure consciousness, unmoving. He holds the space. Shakti sits and rides the lingam. She dances, she moves upon him. This is, yes, it's depicting a sexual act, but actually tantric and Tibetan Buddhists would meditate upon this image, not to have sex or not to think about sex, but to think about the cosmic principles of masculine and feminine that have created the whole universe. Just putting that back. So, and let's just finish the rest of the sutra. O radiant one, ride the waves of ecstatic motion into a sublime fusion of passion and peace. Passion and peace. Love those two words. I love them both. Passion. Well, you could think about these two as another two nouns. I can't think very clearly. Two words for the masculine and feminine, passion and peace. But also, by following our passion, we attain peace. It's like the one takes us to the other. It's almost like the yin-yang symbol. One is contained within the other, because as we fully immerse ourselves in our passion, we can arrive at a place of zero. And that is ultimate peace, bliss, because there's no mind. There's no thinking. There is utter bliss. And that's the peace. And yet there's passion in the flow of the energy. One's contained in the other. And it's this, again, this idea of the two being intertwined in a divine union. So the passion and peace are one. That's what I experience when I dance. When I dance, my whole being is passionately immersed in the sound, in the movement, in the current of life force flowing through me. And there's no mind. There is just sheer blissful ecstasy. That is the most peaceful thing. And also, if I sit still thereafter and I'm unmoving, the ecstasy still continues to run through my body, and that state of utter bliss consciousness. So what a yummy, 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 yummy meditation. And if you have not experienced this and you want to experience it, you can have a go at shaking. I'm not going to give a great big long description of how to do that now. You can Google it and or write to me. Call me. I give one-to-one sessions in how to awaken your sexual energy. Not about having sex, it's just about becoming more awakened as a woman or man and tapping into this force for truth and love within us all. Thank you for being with me, and looking forward to speaking to you again tomorrow. Lots of love and Sat Nam.